What's up, everybody? Welcome back to our YouTube channel, and I'm so excited to have you guys here so I can show you guys our process of how we clean the interior of this RAV4. Everything you need to know about cleaning your interior, I'll cover in here. So, my name is Umair with KPK Auto Detailing, and here are the before shots. There's dog hair, sand, dirt, you name it. It was in this vehicle and the fibers. So the seats are actually not in terrible condition, but it was missing floor mats from the driver's side and the passenger side. Here, I'm just setting up all the tools I'll need before I start the job, so I'm not looking for anything when I am working and I can be more efficient. So I got different size detail brushes, I got an all-purpose cleaner, air compressor hose, drill brush with the drill with the drill attachment so I can lift up debris out of the carpeting. And then I will top off the products so I don't have to dilute anything or go back and fill bottles or the pump spares while I'm detailing. So that will help with efficiency. This cart is phenomenal. I have two of them actually. I like to keep them on each side of the vehicle, but it does kind of get disorganized sometimes. But majority of the time, actually, 99%, we just have one that we put our interior tools on, and then for exterior, we have different buckets and different stations. But I'll cover that in a different video. Here, I am taking out their personal belongings, whatever that was left in the vehicle. Usually, I like that to be done already, but I don't mind. And then I'm going to take out the floor mats, move both the front seat forward, and then fold the second row so I have access to all the areas. And this way, I'm not only able to vacuum and work from back to front, but I can also get access to all the plastics on the sides when I'm cleaning because I have the seats down. I am doing a very thorough vacuuming. I'm not doing a light vacuum and then having to come back. I like to get the back area done with so I can focus on the front areas next. I don't want to have to come back and maybe I do 50% vacuuming now, 50% later. I just want to get it done. I want all the dirt to come out, and then once I vacuum the whole vehicle, I'll just shampoo the carpets and the seats. It took probably about an hour or so, maybe a little bit longer, just to vacuum this vehicle because of the fibers, and this drill was super helpful. I highly recommend this even if you don't detail cars. You might need it at home. You can find these drill attachments on Amazon actually, and for vacuuming, I recommend this red one. And then for shampooing, you can get a flat one, and it is very, very soft so you don't damage any seats. You can even use the white brush, which is flat on leather seats. I've done that before that are really, really dirty, so you don't have to scrub. It saves you a long time. I am staying on one side of the vehicle, so I'm going to cover the driver's side, and then once I'm done with vacuuming, cleaning the plastics, the doors, I'll go to the other side of the vehicle and do the same process. And a lot of things in our industry depends on the condition and the expectation of clients. So let's say they have a 20-year-old car that was never cleaned on the inside. Obviously, it will take longer than the 2 to 3 hours that it usually does take me. And in those situations, there has to be different expectations too, because not all stains might come out, and there might be rips, tears that we can't fix. So communication with clients is key, and that will go for interior, exterior details, or whatever else actually in life. Communication is very, very important. Tools do matter and it does help the process speed up. I will be upgrading our air compressor. I have a 30 gallon, I believe, or 29 gallon, and we have a 60 gallon coming in at a new location that we're going to be moving to shortly. So we'll still be staying in the same town, just moving across the street, just a couple minutes away. Bigger, better, bigger waiting room, and then the goal is to provide PPF there, tinting there, and have more space to store vehicles inside instead of having to park them outside or get them in our way. After thoroughly vacuuming the driver's side, we are going to start with the plastics now. And I am using a detail brush, this pump sprayer I got from Harbor Freight. This is a lifesaver. It's way better than the trigger sprayer. I feel like you save your body, your fingers, and obviously time. So this pad that I'm using right now, it does not scratch any of the plastics. Obviously, if you use it on paint, it's going to be different. But on the inside of the car, nothing will be scratched. And then the hard to reach areas, I like to get them with this detail brush. And then I go with a clean microfiber towel and mop up any of the residue that's left, or the product from the dashboard. So I've had this footage for a couple months now, and today I decided today's the day where I edit and release it. So it is 5 a.m. right now, and if you're watching, I thank you if you're still watching. I don't know who would watch my videos, but I'm gonna put them out anyways. And the goal in 2024 is to be consistent with uploads. And I'm covering the gauge cluster because that area can be sensitive depending on what products you use. And if you know your products well, you might not have to, but I like to be safe and get that gauge cluster covered. I did work at a dealership where one of the detailers did stain the plastic there or the glass, and then they had to. I'm not sure what happened, but I think they replaced it for the client. The steering wheel is the dirtiest part of the vehicle, and I'm using again compressed air, detail brush, and I'll even use that bowl. It's called a tornador or something like that. I'm not sure the exact name, but oh, here we go. So I'm trying to get it to work right and spin so I can get in the areas that I might have missed. And this tool has really helped us with getting hard to reach areas. After the steering wheel, while we're in that seat, the driver's seat, I'm going to clean the center console, and I like to spray the product into the cup holders and let it dwell for some time as I clean the other areas, and then I'll come back to that later. That area usually is pretty dirty and stained up, so I am using the detail brush, the product. Maybe I'm using a little bit too much product now that I look at it, but I don't let it sit for too long, and then I do have compressed air just to blow out any of the areas that might have remaining product. So once the center console, steering wheel area has been cleaned, next up is the door, and we're gonna cover both the doors on the driver's side. So like I said, everything gets done on one side, then we'll go to the other side and repeat the process. The pockets that are in the doors, I recommend you look in there before you stick your hand if you're cleaning a car, because you never know, there might be glass, something else, maybe some needles. You never know what people put in there, so just be aware of that. And then the product, it's the same product I'm using, it's all-purpose cleaner and a pump sprayer, and then a detail brush and that same blue pad to scrub the doors down, and then a clean microfiber to mop up the product. You could use just a detail brush here, and it might look cooler, maybe. I just don't think it means anything if you just use a detail brush compared to the pad. But the detail brush is really, really important to get to hard to reach areas, like where the Windows controls are. And then the rest, because they're flat surfaces, I recommend using a pad that you cover more space and it scrubs very, very well. So we're going to dress the plastics now, and we're using hyper dressing from Meguiar's. Since this video, or this a couple months ago, I have stopped using the compressed air with the gun and putting the product inside the spray gun, because we got a complaint that there was overspray on the glass, and I just wasn't too happy about that they had trouble with cleaning the glass because of the residue from the overspray. So we use a bottle with a trigger and we spray it on, wipe it, no issues. So here is the final step of the detail, doing the seats. I'm using an enzyme cleaner. There's a two-step process that we use to get the seats clean, shampooed, all the upholstery. So step number one, I let this product sit for a couple minutes as I go around and spray the whole vehicle. And then I have a dedicated carpet cleaner that goes after other stains that the enzyme cleaner might not be able to get. Um, and this is the white brush drill attachment I was talking about earlier that helps with shampooing seats. It is very soft, so you're not going to damage anything with that. After everything has been shampooed, we do use air movers inside the vehicle, and that's to help with the drying process. covers, you can actually find them online. Amazon has them for about $100. I highly recommend these if you're a detailer because it leaves no moisture in the upholstery. Here's a look at a car before we brought it outside, and then I forgot that I did have footage of the vehicle, which I'll show you next. When the vehicle is outside, and before I take the vehicle to show it to clients, I make sure that everything's completely dry, and these are the final results here. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon.